Some people have special things they love. For me, it has always been the washing machine. I remember when I was just a little girl, maybe 5 or 6 years old. Our washing machine was a big white box that lived in the corner of the kitchen. It had a round glass door, like a porthole on a spaceship. I used to think it was a magic portal to another world. I would press my nose right up against the cool glass, my breath making little clouds that would quickly disappear. I wasn't interested in my dolls or my coloring books when the machine was on. The real adventure was happening right there in our kitchen. The show would start with a quiet click. Then, water would rush in, splashing against the inside of the door. It sounded like a secret waterfall. I'd watch as Mum put in the clothes, my frilly pink party dress, Dad's stripy work shirts, my brother's muddy football kit. They were all separate things. But once the door was shut and the cycle began, they became a team. They would tumble and turn, a swirling mix of colours and fabrics. It was better than any television programme. The gentle sloshing and the steady rhythm of the drum were the most comforting sounds in the world. They made our little house feel warm and safe. Mum thought it was funny. "You'll get square eyes watching that thing," she'd say, laughing. But she always let me pull up my little wooden stool to get a better view. She knew it kept me quiet and happy. Sometimes she would even let me press the big, chunky start button. I would push it with all my might, feeling very important. It was my job to start the magic. Dad would just shake his head and smile. He called me his little laundry helper, even though all I did was watch. It was my secret world, a spinning universe of suds and socks that only I seemed to truly understand. My brother Tom never got it. He would run past with his toy cars, making loud engine noises. "It's just clothes, Sarah," he'd say, rolling his eyes. "It's boring." But it wasn't boring to me. I saw stories in the spinning clothes. A red sock chasing a blue tea towel. A lonely white shirt looking for its partner. The soap bubbles were like tiny shimmering stars floating through the watery galaxy. It was a private cinema, and the film was different every single time. It was my calm place, my happy place, my own special kind of magic that hummed away in the corner of our kitchen. When I became a teenager, lots of things changed. I had homework and friends and worries about my hair, but my love for the washing machine stayed the same. It became my secret escape. If I had a bad day at school or an argument with my best friend, I knew what to do. I would go straight to the utility room where our new, sleeker machine lived. It was quieter than the old one, but just as hypnotic. Watching the clothes go round and round helped me sort out my thoughts. The steady, predictable movement calmed the jumble of feelings inside me. It was like the machine was washing my worries away, along with the dirt on the clothes. My friends thought it was a bit weird. They'd come over to listen to music or watch films. I remember my friend Lucy finding me once, just sitting on the floor, mesmerized by a load of towels. "What are you doing?" she asked, looking confused. I just shrugged and said, "Thinking." She didn't understand how the gentle hum and the rhythmic tumbling could be so peaceful. To her, it was just a chore. To me, it was therapy. It was a quiet space where I didn't have to talk or pretend. I could just be myself and watch the world spin in a safe, soapy circle. I even found inspiration there. Once I had an art project to do. We had to create a piece about movement. Everyone else was drawing dancers or racing cars. I decided to draw the washing machine. I used swirling paints in blues and whites and greys to capture the motion of the clothes. I added specks of bright colour for a stray sock or a bright t-shirt. My art teacher was surprised. He said it was a very original idea. I got a good grade for that piece. It made me realise that inspiration can come from the most ordinary places, if you just look closely enough. Even my first crush is tangled up with the washing machine. A boy named Mark lived down the street, and I thought he was wonderful. One day he came to our door to collect for a charity. I was so nervous. As I was getting some money from the tin, our machine started the final spin. It was an old machine by then, and it would shake and shudder quite loudly. Mark laughed. "Sounds like you've got a rocket taking off in there," he said. Instead of being embarrassed, I laughed too. It broke the ice. We stood there for a minute listening to the rumbling together. It was a silly, small moment, but I'll always remember it. When I left home and went to university, I was excited, but also a bit scared. My student halls had a laundry room in the basement. It was a bit damp and smelled of old detergent, but it was filled with a whole row of washing machines. It felt like heaven to me. On my first weekend away from home, I felt really lonely. I missed my family. So I gathered up my few dirty clothes and went down to the laundry room. I put my money in the slot, chose a machine, and sat on a hard plastic chair to watch. The familiar slosh and spin was like a hug from home. As the weeks went by, the laundry room became my social hub. Other students would rush in, throw their clothes in a machine, and leave. But I would stay. I'd bring a book or my notes, but I'd always end up just watching the colors. I started to notice things. The boy from the floor above always separated his colors perfectly. The girl from down the hall seemed to own a million brightly colored socks. We started talking. We'd chat about our courses while his whites spun and my brights tumbled. It was an easy way to make friends, bonded by the shared, simple task of doing our laundry. After university, I got my own flat. The first piece of furniture I bought wasn't a sofa or a bed, it was a washing machine. I spent a long time choosing it. I wanted one with a big glass door and lots of different settings. The day it was delivered was one of the happiest days of my life. I plugged it in and put on its first wash a load of brand new towels. I sat on my kitchen floor with a cup of tea and watched the entire cycle from start to finish. It made my empty little flat feel like a proper home. It was my machine, my own personal portal of peace. My boyfriend, who is now my husband, learned about my little quirk early on. The first time he stayed over, he found me watching the machine late at night. He didn't laugh or call it weird. He just pulled up a chair next to me. "What are we watching?" he asked with a gentle smile. I explained how it calmed me down. He listened, really listened, and then he put his arm around me. From then on, it became our thing. If one of us had a stressful day, we'd say, "Time for a wash?" And we'd sit together for a few minutes, watching the clothes dance behind the glass. Now I have my own family. We have a big, noisy house and 2 wonderful children. And in our utility room, we have a state-of-the-art washing machine. It's quiet and efficient, but the magic is still there. Sometimes, when the house is a mess and the kids are shouting, I escape to the utility room. I lean against the machine, feel its gentle vibrations, and watch the endless, soothing cycle. It's my 5 minutes of peace in a chaotic day. It reminds me that even when things feel messy and tangled, they can be sorted out. They can come out clean and fresh and ready for a new start. My husband still gets it. He'll come and find me, handing me a cup of tea without a word. He knows it's not about the laundry. It's about finding a moment of stillness. He even bought me a comfy armchair to put in the utility room for my birthday one year. He called it my throne. Our friends still think it's a bit eccentric, but they say it with affection now. They know it's just a part of who I am. Off to watch the spin cycle? They'll joke when I say I need a minute to myself, and I just smile and say, "You know it." What's really lovely is that I think my daughter has inherited my little habit. She's only 4, but she loves to watch the clothes go roundy round. She has her own little stool just like I did, and she presses her face against the glass, her eyes wide with wonder. She points at her little yellow dress or her brother's superhero pajamas as they float past. I see the same fascination in her that I felt all those years ago. I don't know if she'll love it her whole life like I have, but for now, it's our special thing to share. People find joy in all sorts of things. Some love gardening, others love painting or running marathons. My joy is a little different. It's found in the hum of a motor, the splash of water, and the swirling kaleidoscope of colours behind a round glass door. It's a simple, quiet pleasure that has followed me through every stage of my life. It has calmed my teenage anxieties, helped me make friends, and given me a peaceful corner in my busy family home. It's my whirlwind of memories and my spin cycle of joy, and I wouldn't have it any other way.